Hey guys, welcome to another Trade Genius podcast. Bob and Phil here. Guys, we're getting into a very volatile time of the year. We're going to show you a chart that you got to see. Let's dive in.
Trade Genius.
All right, Bob, we got to record this on a Friday because there's all kinds of cyber outages. We don't know who'll even have an internet on Saturday, so we got to get this out the door. You know, we talked about Bitcoin yesterday, but something else we got to turn our attention to right now is the seasonality of the VIX or the Volatility Index.
Yeah, hey, Phil, this could be, my hyperbole of yesterday or 15 minutes ago, it could just be a VIX Armageddon too, that everybody's been so leveraged the hard way. And the Bitcoin move could just be the opposite leverage. We had situations in the past where when they would unwind the gold long position, the natural gas short position got unwound. So maybe there's a pair trade here that's getting unwound here aggressively. So that's a possibility too. This chart you're going to show here is that now we expected this. You usually get a VIX move up into August. And in this case, it pushes all the way up in September, October. So it just means that as you get into the third and fourth quarters of the year, the uncertainty principle over the estimates for cash flows for these earnings start to manifest themselves. But usually July is pretty calm. So this is kind of an early start to this move. And look, we'll probably push up to the Fed meeting, and maybe that's why it kind of front run a little bit, Phil, because of the Fed meeting at the end of July. And after the Fed meeting, we'll probably get a relief rally, or what I should say, a relief sell-off on VIX after the Fed meeting, and then lift right back up again going into the election season. So that's my thoughts on it. And look, and fourth week, assuming there's nothing untowards happening out there in the world, is that we should by Wednesday or Thursday, if we're selling off, we'll get a relief rally in the markets going into next weekend, regardless. And those, I went ahead and I jumped on some SVIX today, looking for maybe a little short covering rally into Friday. Didn't really happen, but I'm going to hold that through next Friday. And any kind of relief, any kind of VIX suppression that they do to calm these markets down, that'll make some money. But two things here, Phil, on the good side is that all these yield max products that are out there now, these premiums are going to explode higher.
Right.
And so people are going to make a lot of money on those premiums. The bad news is that if you're positioned on wrong stuff, these expanded volatility metrics are going to destroy your equity. So it's going to be really, really interesting. You better be in the right stuff to take advantage of the pump in volatility in the premium and these option contracts. So the weirdest thing for me, Phil, and then I'll give you the floor, is that, is this pump done, right? The blow off. I think we had 6 or 8 weeks of just grind up on the S&P 500. I expected 6,500, but it's really struggling here and is pretty good pullback. Could be the pause that refreshes. Maybe it's that July rate cut that's going to cause a relief rally. But now we have a window. So if we make a lower low here, that should warn us. And if we don't and we make a lower high, then I think we got our box here filled to position ourselves for the recession. I'll throw it to you. Hey everybody, it's Bob with Trade Genius. Usually I do fun ads. I talk about our service, but I want to be serious with you for a second. We've been helping a lot of people trading for a long time. As you can see here, I want to let them do the talking for me for a change. But most importantly, we want to help you too. If you've not joined our service yet, come check us out, tradelikeagenius.com. Full service. We have chat room. We have the algorithms for you. We give trades out every day. We educate you. So go to tradelikeagenius.com. Check us out. What you get out of our service is much, much more than what you put into it. And we'd like to see you in the room. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, so we have this window up into August of the seasonality on VIX to go up, right? So traditionally VIX goes up, markets go down. We're seeing that at the moment. Everything agrees that between, 1st of August to the middle of August should be a very bullish window. And, for me, Bob, I'm looking at the market. It's doing what we thought it would do. When we get these pullbacks, more often than not, it turns into either a 2 to 3% pullback or a 5 to 6% pullback. Why that is, maybe that's just the nature of the algo system, but we're right at about 3% now on this drop. So if we start losing 5,500 on the S&P 500, then we have to watch to see. I think at that point, You don't really want to see it lower than about 54.70-ish in that area. And the reason is because that starts to then turn into a negative gamma feedback loop, meaning that selling begets selling. So that's kind of a critical area as we're going into the end of the week here and going into next week. So Friday down typically means Monday's going to be down too. Maybe that's where we see a bottom in the market. And then we see, but if we do get to those levels, if we do dip sub 5,500 going into Monday, I would not get super bearish there. I don't know if you think maybe there's some follow through on Tuesday, but that's, usually why there's turnaround Tuesday. And I would say that you have a potential for a very sharp short squeeze. At this point, if you're looking for this market to stay bullish, you're going to want to see us reclaim that 20-day moving average on the S&P 500, which we've lost yesterday. Now we got to see if that's what's going to play out. So I think if they're going to catch this knife, it'll happen sometime between Monday and Tuesday, and you could have a potentially pretty sharp rally. But once we get back over the 20-day moving average on the index, then I think we probably can breathe a sigh of relief, and that could potentially push us up from this low that's being put in all the way into the middle of August. So we talked about a blow off top into August. If it's a very aggressive rally, then maybe we are going to get our August top. That's what we don't know. Is this thing going to rally in August? Does it rally into the election? Do the equity markets top out and Bitcoin continues to rally into the election because it looks like Trump's going to get elected and orange man, orange coin, right? So because he's like the crypto party now, right? And especially with his VP pick, it's very pro crypto. So crypto loves to buy the rumor, sell the news. So I could see that playing out. So lots of moving parts. I think the most agreeable thing here is the first 2 weeks of August is going to be bullish. Where we bounce from, that's the question at hand. I say maybe we get a bounce on Tuesday back up, and then we see where we go from there.
Yeah, and here's the trick, guys. This is what you look for. So all week we got a little bit rallies into the open and they sold off. What we want to have happen is we want to actually have a market sell-off into the open that gets bought. And that's what stopped the last couple ones of these. So that's what I look for. We didn't really get it on Friday. I thought Friday would be flattish because that's how usually OPEX works, but maybe the outage messed it all up. But I agree with you, Phil. I'm looking for a Monday down, potential Tuesday ramp. If you don't get it on Tuesday, I can almost guarantee you Thursday and Friday will be big rally days just because that's the way they do it. And so with that, guys, enjoy your weekend. And hopefully my Friday rant was just a rant of an idiot. And we'll see you on Monday.
Have a great weekend. Take care.
Trade Genius.